All right, welcome to our mid kind of semester. It's crazy to think that we're already getting close to the mid semester meeting with for Ed Tech. I like to do this for a few reasons. One is to kind of give everybody an opportunity to check in with me, and if you have any questions, just let me know. I do have the chat room. I can see those. So if there's anything that pops up, if you have a thought or you want a question, or else you can stay on till the end. I will encourage you if you do have a question, ask it, because if you have that question, I would bet you other people do. So don't be like, oh, I don't want to wait and hold other people up, because the reality is there are probably people that want to know the answer to that question and they just don't want to ask it. So feel free to jump in there and ask. Couple of just some bookkeeping things, some checking up. This is a good time to take stock of grades, take of all your classes, and take stock of where you are. And if you're missing assignments, if there's anything that you're missing, or if you're kind of behind, or you've gotten behind on things, please reach out to me. I think those of you that have reached out to me, anybody who's worked with me before, understands that I think, pretty easy to work with, and I'm willing to give some grace and some leeway where if you are willing to put in the effort and willing to have that conversation with me. I think it's super important that we do that with each other and we have that communication. And I know it's hard in a class with 185 students to get that kind of trust and stuff. But please know that I will be there supportive of you and do what I can to help you out. So tonight, I want to talk about kind of where we are going forward, because it's this week kind of signals a big, not a big, but a fairly substantial change in the class and what our assignments are like. So really up till now, we've really just kind of been exploring things, looking at different things, and I appreciate your work so far. But we really haven't done projects. We did the curation thing, which was a little one, which you kind of came up with the project. Well, now you'll actually be building projects. And a couple of things going with this is I want these projects to be reflective of what your content area is. So let's say you're a math person, you're a math major, or you're going to do math. I don't need to see you do a presentation and a video on making a peanut butter jelly sandwich, or I don't need to see a math person doing a video or a presentation on how to play golf. So we're going to kind of hold you to that. I haven't really done that in the past, but if I see that you're doing something that doesn't match your content, then we'll probably have I'll probably make a comment on that. The reason is I want this to be practical. I'd like you to everything you do in here kind of from now on is at least something you can hold on to and maybe use in the future. And if we're not going to do that, then I don't want it to just be a bunch of busy work and you doing a bunch of fluff things. And we'll kind of talk about that as we go through a little bit more. So this week we're going to start getting into building a presentation, and that can mean a lot of different things for a lot of people of how you use a presentation. But I want it to be something, and again, remember back to our very first meeting when I talked about this, is I want it to be very intentional. I don't want it to be a presentation where you're just going to put everything on the board that you are going to talk about. Presentation should be something there that assists you in the teaching or facilitating of the learning. And there's a number of different ways you can do that, but we're going to talk about that here in a second, how the assignment. But I want you to think back in your classes you take now, the classes you've taken in high school, middle school, maybe where there were presentations, and really thinking about what did I like, what did I not like. And we used to do this. I used to teach this class face to face. At least, there was a face to face option, and we used to kind of go through this, like, what do you like about people what do you like from presentations, and what do you not like? And often, what people liked was presentations that were engaging, that used designs, that had graphics, that had pictures, that had different things that were visually pleasing. And then what do we not like is when you just put up a big chunk of words and you read the words off the PowerPoint. I'm sure you've all been in classes that have had that lecture, and I've sat in many of those lecture classes, and I just, those are the kind I almost fall asleep in. If you're just going to read off what the PowerPoint was, just give me the PowerPoint. I'll read it on my own, then I can take the test. So when we think of it, maybe you're using more like bulleted stuff. I love pictures, graphics. And some of you may right now be going, hey, I'm not the best designer. I'm not a graphic designer. I don't have a lot of art skill. Well, listen, I'm a PE teacher. Like that was not in my, even whether being a PE teacher or not, like that is not my skill set. But luckily, there are lots of free things there for you to use that will assist you in that. Okay, that can make it look better. And some of you, just the act of making some kind of presentation will be really good. And some of you are like, well, I do these presentations all the time, so I'm going to be able to make something that is, goes above and beyond and all of this kind of stuff. So just be thinking about that. Like, what do you want from presentations? What would you like to see? And really be thinking, how will you use this in your classroom or in your gym or in your whatever learning space that you will be in? Art teacher. We have everybody in here. Ag, music. So we're kind of all over the place. So let's kind of get through. And again, the chat is open if you have any questions. But let me share my screen with you. Desktop one. Okay. And let's get to this stuff. So this is our, I'm going to just make sure I get the chat open on this. I'm going to move it over to another thing. Okay. So this is the assignment. I kind of want to go through it in a little bit of detail, but before I do that, I want to kind of look at the module. So this is where I'll put the new one. You guys don't see this, but I will put, this was from last semester, but there's our assignment. And then there's lots of different resources for you. Now, not all of these resources are perfect, and you can find more resources. But these are just some resources that could help you. If you're really struggling, these can help you. Okay. So let's go into here. The assignment is due Thursday. Due on the 6th. So what you're going to do is you are going to look and explore at least 3 different presentation tools and select one to use. So I want you to take a look at 3 though. So these are just examples: Keynote, infographics, Prezi, Haiku Deck, Google Slides. There's a million more. I don't even have Canva on there. There's so many on there. So look at as many as you want, but look at least 3. Just look at them, kind of see what works best for you, and then pick the one that you think works the best for you. Okay. So again, you can use those resources in the module, or you can go do your own thing. I will say tools like this are coming up every day. There's new ones. So yeah, links to different. One thing here I want you to note: PowerPoints are not allowed. I know you've all done a PowerPoint. You've been doing PowerPoints since you were in elementary school. So let's stay away from them. What I really would rather you not do is be like, oh, I'm so good at Prezi. I love Prezi. I've used Prezi all the time. Well, if that's the case, do something else, right? Try to learn something with this. If you are going to do something that you've done before, try to do something different. So a lot of us use Canva. Ashley, I'll show you how to use that number 3. I'll show you that one. But a lot of people really love Canva right now. Okay, so if you're going to do a Canva one, try to do something different than you've done before. If you've used it only in the presentation, try to do it more as just do something else. Just rather not always the same. Okay. So after reviewing them, you're going to pick one presentation tool that best meets your needs, aligns with your content and grade level of focus. And then you're going to create a project. And you will actually do a presentation. You will develop a presentation that enhances the learning experience for your students by presenting specific content respective to your area of study in an engaging and informative manner. Now, these are big right here. This should not be fluff. Okay? I do not need a presentation on how to tie shoes. We don't need to do that. That is not good use of technology. This should represent something you would do in your actual class, because it would be really good that this is something you could hold on to. Ensure that the project is accessible to others. So if you are using Google Slides, you have to make sure it's public. If it's not public, then I can't see it. And so you will not get a grade and you get a 0 and be told to make it public, and we'll grade it when it is public. So make sure that whatever you're doing, you have to be able to make it public. And if you don't know how to make it public, I'm going to give you a quick little tip. Let's say I don't know how to make Google Slides public. So all I have to do is go how to make Google Slides public. And it comes up. Look at a little AI overview. Plus, it gets me resources here. I can even watch a video on how to do it. And you might think like, yeah, thanks, Mark, for being Mr. Obvious. But I'm telling you, we struggle with that a lot, and people are asking me how to do it. Just ask the question up here, and it'll typically give you a pretty good answer. Now, afterwards, after these are due, which is Thursday night at 11:59, everybody who has submitted this will be assigned 2 peer reviews. So you'll be assigned 2 other people in this class to look at their stuff and give a review of it. This shows you how to do this. So I'm going to show it to you really quick. It's a video. So watch this quick little video. I'm not big into watching it. So I'm going to just talk so I can make it a little clearer. In your assignment, in your submission, you will get this. This will be out at midnight on, I got to go back here and we'll pause it. This will be out on midnight or, 12:01 of Thursday, or it'll be Friday morning. And your peer reviews will be assigned here. You only get a peer review if you submit this on time. If you submit this late, if it gets submitted at 12:01, you will not get a peer review. That's non-negotiable. You can still turn it in, and you will still get credit for turning it in. You'll lose late points, but you will also lose points for not doing the peer review. The peer reviews are worth 5 points. Now, as you do, once you click on the peer review, you click on that button, and you're going to click up here where it says view feedback, and it will come up with, let me show you here. You're going to click on view feedback right there, and their assignment will come up. Now, we are going to ask that you fill out the rubric for them. So you are going to click up here on this button, and then you will see our rubric, and you will just give them a score. Now, some of it, like for example, it'll be down there. One of the pieces of the rubric will be peer review. Don't worry, like that'll be one of the pieces of the rubric. I'll show you in a second. Just go ahead and click that, fill it, give them full points for that. But everything else you will click and give them points. Then on top of that, after you do that, you will come in here and you will do the rubric, and you'll hit save the rubric. And then, important, you will come over here in this box right here, the comment box, and you will make a comment about about it. Did you think they did a nice, just, a little more than nice job, but, really like this part of your thing. This is something I think would be really cool if you added to it, such and such and such. So that is how you do peer reviews. And there is a video right there showing you how to do it. So after you fill out the rubric, you're going to fill out the rubric and make a comment. So you have to do both. You have to fill out the rubric and you have to make a comment to get points. And your comment should be based on appearance, information learned, and ability to engage students in learning. Back here, you have to turn it in. Now, these are some examples. So this right here was a Canva video on pickleball, grips, and swings. Okay. You can see it's playing here. They show the different grips, grip 1, grip 2. They kind of have a little video on how to serve, such and such, forehand, blah, blah, blah. Now, when I show you these videos, I don't want you to think these are exactly what your video should look like, but I will just kind of say these are ones that are examples that kind of, some are more basic than others. This is a Prezi talking about transportation. You can see we have images and some information, and we got water. And I like the use of images and water. And then the final one, which was asked about for me, was number 3 is a student example. And it kind of just clicks down here and it is a infographic. So an infographic is not a typical, it's not like your presentation, like a PowerPoint where there's like a bunch of slides. It is a almost like a poster with a bunch of different information. So that could be they were kind of using the different, the teacher was teaching about a book or a story. Yeah, Drafts Can't Dance book. Now, the requirements for this assignment, and you have it right here, you have to list the 3 tools you reviewed. If you do not list the 3 tools you reviewed, you will lose 3 points. Do an original presentation and do the peer reviews. Do Sunday. The submissions are due Thursday. Peer reviews are due Sunday. We have a list of reviews. We're going to grade it on presentation quality and engagement. This is what we're looking for. Exceeds expectations, meets expectations. Peer reviews, you either do it or you don't. So you either do the whole thing or you don't. And so each person should have 2 peer reviews. We should be able to see that you've done 2 peer reviews. And then the last part is the content. What content do you have in there? So these are the 2 biggies, is your presentation quality and the engagement of it, and then your content. I'm going to stop my share. So any questions on presentation and what the expectations are? And this is a great chance if you have questions because other people may ask it. What I think would be great is if over the next few projects, which I'm going to show you some of these projects coming up, is you kind of stuck with the same topic. You don't have to, but maybe like you saw that person doing the thing on transportation. So maybe you had a power or not a PowerPoint, a Canva or a Prezi that you did on transportation. And then our next thing we do like digital assessment, and you do a digital assessment over transportation. And then down the road, you're going to make a video, and you did the video over that same topic. So that way you have basically all these different types of media with the same topic. Up to you. You don't have to do that. But please, I will say, a reminder, you do need to do this within your subject area. So if you're elementary, whatever those kind of things are. Now, if there's no questions on that, what I'd like to do is kind of take a quick look at the rest of the semester and see if you have any questions there. And this is not completely organized. I was going to kind of show you what we have because I haven't moved these around. So here we are. We've done the curation. We did the social media. We did the presentation is this week. Now let's go this is week 7. Week 8, we'll get into what's called digital assessment and digital assessment tool, building a digital assessment. And that's just some kind of giving an assessment using technology. It could be something like a Google form. It could be a Kahoot. There's other stuff out there. Then week 10, we will get into talking about AI. If you are one of those people that like does not use AI and thinks it's like the worst thing in the world, well, just like social media and just like a lot of things with technology, it's out there. And if you use it effectively and you leverage it for the right things, it can be very, very helpful. We'll talk more about that. And then week 11, we're going to give you your educational tool presentation, basically the packet of it and how to learn about it. It is not due, you can see here, till May 1st, but we're giving it to you basically the week of week 11. Don't worry about 12 there. You can kind of see here, we're still working on it. Week 13, and that's when it's due. So we will have some chances down the road, just so you know, we'll have an opportunity in week 12 to do extra credit. As you can see here so you come back from spring break, this actually assignment, May, is probably not going to be due. You will just have to do the actual tool, not the evaluation. So you kind of, it's a little slower there. You can see here the AI that will be due in 1 week, but like this is our education tool. So that's not due till May 1st. So you have nothing due here. Here we have an example where you'll have something that's due, but it will be an extra credit assignment. You only do it if you want extra credit. And that'd be for people, for example, let's say you've missed points for turning your work in late and you want to get some points back. It's only, it's for extra credit, but I actually think it's a pretty cool thing. And then you see all the way at the end here is when that video is due. So I hope that helped and gave you a little bit of idea of where we're going forward. Again, if you say when it adds to coming to the three tools that were reviewed, very good question. Where would you recommend putting? So few areas you can do one of two things. I would encourage you just to put them on the front of your presentation. So like right on the slide, or if you do slides, put it on the first slide, or if you do a somewhere, put it on that. The other place could be is you can actually put it in the comment box. So you can comment on your own. You could put these are the three tools I looked at. If for some reason we are looking at your presentation and we miss it and we don't give you credit for the three tools, but you put the three tools in there, just let us know. As you notice, when we are grading these, often we'll tell you what you're missing and or what needs to be done to get more points and give you that opportunity to fix it. Just like at everything, we will give you that opportunity. If we get this and you lose points on it, we will give you the opportunity to fix it. So really great question. I should kind of maybe direct that a little more. How long does a presentation need to be? So I would say if I'm doing like a slides, I'm thinking around 6, roughly. It has to be something substantial. Like I don't just want one little thing. Like it has to have some meat to it. It has to have some a like you have to be teaching something, like not just a tiny little thing. So it should have probably multiple slides. Like I said, 6 is a good kind of minimum. If you're doing a Prezi or some kind of Canva presentation or a Google Slides or Keynote. I gave you that example of the information that was given on that infographic, so it should be pretty substantial. You just want us to list the resources we look at in the comments. So again, that's kind of if when you look at the different ones, you can list that one of two places. The different tools you look at, the resources, you can either put that on like the beginning of your presentation, like I put it somewhere at the beginning of your presentation, or you can put it in the comment box. Either way works for me. Like again, if you're doing a Google slide, real simple to put have a title page with your name and then the tools reviewed and have the tools listed. But if you're doing something different, maybe that doesn't lend itself to as well, then you can always put it in. You just put it in the comment box, and we will see it. Another thing is again, this video, remember, is going out to everybody, which I appreciate all of you that were on here tonight. But we have 135 more people that are not on this meeting that I want them to all be able to see this is reminder that you have to turn this on time to be able to do the peer reviews. You will still be able to submit the assignment and points. Now you want to get points because there's a significant amount of points with this assignment. But if you were to miss it late, just so you know, you will not get the opportunity to do peer reviews. Why do we do peer reviews? Because nobody asked that question, but I'm just going to give you that is 185 of these. We are going to go through them. We're going to take a good look at them. There's 3 of us will be looking at grading these, but I want you to see what other people do. And I want people to get some real feedback from other people, not just me and Elmar and Josh, who are in the 3 of us grade. I want you to actually be able to get feedback from more people than just us. And I do, like, a lot of times a lot of times people are doing things that I didn't even know existed because they're newer than even something I've looked at. So I like to see what's out there. So here's another question, which I think is a really good question. I'm not sure what topic I would do for elementary, specifically fifth grade. I've been out of school for 20 years. So this might be, again, I might type it in. You know, give me an idea for a fifth grade math lesson. I know by this point, you should start to be somewhere in the education process in this that you are started to think about what you would teach. Fifth grade, you could do a math lesson. You could do a lesson over a historic history. You could do a lesson, a science activity, science presentation. Um, just and again, if you are struggling with that, reach out to me. I can meet with you and help you. But I would encourage you to get online and type in fifth grade lessons. And that somebody wrote in there, you could go to the Kansas standards to look for an idea. It's a great idea. Going in there, all of you have content that you've taught. And again, if you're going to start to teach that, start thinking, what am I going to teach? It doesn't have to be perfect to that. I will not get in there and say fifth grade and start looking up standards, but I have a pretty good idea that fifth graders are not going to be counting pennies, those kind of things. Presentation. Yes. So, yes, you will make the presentation over the subject or content for a grade you're wanting to teach. And that's the nice thing. If you're an elementary teacher, you have lots of flexibility in here. I would encourage you to put the grade level and content area just so I know what you're going for. So I would encourage you to say that what you're doing it for. Sometimes if you come in here and you're high school math and you do something with calculus, I'll figure it out. Or if you're ag and you do something about something with we've had actually people do like with cattle judging or something like that, or cuts of meat we've had, or different things like that, then I will figure that out. But if it's elementary, it'd be good. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Just to also help organize yourselves. Remember, one thing is I'd rather have you try something new than do something amazing that you've already done. I've had people like actually tell me like, oh, I did this for another class last semester. It was great. So I'm going to submit that. I'm like, you completely missed the idea. We're here to like learn something new. So try to find something new. If you do something that you've already used, obviously I'm not going to know what 185 of you have used before, but try to go above and beyond if you do that. Yeah. And finally, a really good way to look at these things is if you look at it and go, yeah, that would bore me to death, then it's probably not something you should do. If you look at it and be like, that's kind of, that catches my eye, that's interesting. Canva is free. If you have not used Canva, I'm going to tell you right now, I would highly encourage you to get on there. It's fairly amazing. Does anyone know if there's a way to make different text pop up different times on Canva, like on Google Slides? It's a good question. That would be, Janessa, one of the best ways is I would literally copy and paste that question into either an AI tool, or I would copy and paste that into your search engine. I bet you come up with a good one. I'm not good with some of that stuff. So I'm very basic. Oh, it's called Canva Fix. Slow down the enemy. So you guys, look at this. Excellent job. You guys are helping us out. I am not great with that stuff. I do a lot of searching. There's YouTube videos on everything. So clearly we have some people that have done Canva. So I'm looking forward to some cool Canva stuff. Any other questions? Oh, keep up the great work. I think what we're doing now, you will actually have less assignments going forward, but your assignments will be, a little more, maybe take a little more time. Do not wait until Thursday at 11 o'clock and then email me that your computer's not working. The assignment, you've known that this assignment has been done since this assignment's been due since last week. I put it out Friday. Question, does the peer review influence our grade? Yes, it's worth 5 points. So it's whether you do it or you don't do it. Am I going to get into the details of what you said? I'm not going to probably grade the content of what you said too much, but I will grade whether or not you did it. So if you don't do it, you will lose 5 points. Bradley, yes. I can't. You're muted. Sorry, you're muted, but be careful driving. I wish I had a button I could unmute people. It's still muted. It's still muted. I'll wait on your Bradley. Stay. Oh, there you go. You're good.
Hasn't talked to you like kind of like offline after the meeting.
Perfect. Perfect. Just stay on. Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, good question. Another good question. Do other people's peer reviews influence our grade? Excellent question. Absolutely not. So if somebody comes in there and trashes your thing, which I would hope you would be positive, this is not an This is not for you to tell people how much you hate what they did. This is should be mostly encouraging. But if you see obvious things, maybe give them a hint, but do it in a nice, positive way, just like you would do as a teacher, just like you would want me, rather than just tell you your presentation is terrible and I think you should throw it in the trash. Maybe give them something, some positive, say it in a very positive way. You do that will not have any impact at all. If somebody gives you a 0, I'm not even looking at other people's when I grade it. So yeah, great question. So don't feel guilty about telling somebody something or you give them a 4 out of 5 or something like that. Don't feel terrible about that. So very good. You guys have had great questions. I really appreciate that. That's exactly what I was saying. You guys have questions that a lot of people are probably wondering the same. Okay. Well, we've been on here a half hour. I really, really do appreciate you coming on. If you have any questions, you always know you can email me. I'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Sorry if it's taken me a little longer sometimes. It's just been a really weird semester with all the snow and then getting in and catching up. And seem to be getting a lot of emails, but I'm always going to do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. If for some reason you have emailed me and you don't hear from me, like within even let's say you email me on Monday night and Tuesday afternoon you haven't heard from me, send me another one. All right. Well, I'm going to stop our recording.